It tightens. Dadding does not stop. It shifts. Choices do not disappear, they become heavier, and most men completely misread what they are witnessing. This message is not meant to attack women. It exists to explain a fear that very few people want to say out loud. A fear shaped by time pressure, narrowing paths, and a promise that did not unfold the way it was expected to. If you are a man, this message can help you avoid being pushed into a life you never truly chose. If you are a woman under 30, it may permanently change how you see the future. And if you are over 30, you already know this fear exists, even if you have never spoken it. The fear that begins around 30 does not arrive loudly. There is no dramatic collapse, no clear breaking moment. It begins quietly. A birthday passes, then another. 31, 32, candles are blown out, photos are shared, compliments appear, you look amazing. 30 is the new 20. Your best years are ahead. She smiles and says thank you. And then the room feels still because something inside feels different. Not on the outside, on the inside. For most of her 20s, she felt in control. Time felt generous. Options felt open. Mistakes felt temporary. If something failed, she could walk away. If a man disappointed her, another would appear. If a relationship ended, there was always later. Later felt endless. But somewhere around 30, that feeling starts to crack. Not because she suddenly wants marriage or children. Not because insecurity suddenly appears, but because the numbers change. The calendar becomes louder. Decisions feel heavier. Walking away no longer feels free. It feels risky. That is the fear no one names. It is not fear of being alone. It is fear of choosing wrong when time no longer forgives mistakes. Before 30, choices felt reversible. After 30, they do not. That is when the panic begins. Quietly. Internally. She looks at her life. The career is there. The independence is there. The home, the experiences, the achievements. Everything she was told to build, she built. Yet one thought keeps returning no matter how hard she pushes it away. Did I delay the wrong thing? That thought does not shout, it whispers, and whispers are harder to silence. She opens dating apps again, not out of boredom but with intention. The scrolling feels different. Matches feel different. Conversations feel thinner. Men who once chased no longer chase the same way. Men who once tried harder now seem relaxed, distant, optional. And the men who do show interest are not the ones she imagined would still be waiting when she felt ready. This is when fear takes shape, because she realizes something no one prepared her for. The world did not pause while she was building herself. Other people moved forward. Couples formed, families started, timelines closed. She did not fail, she did nothing wrong. She simply believed time would wait, and now it does not. This realization hits hardest in moments no one sees. At weddings where she feels real happiness for the couple, followed by a quiet emptiness. At baby celebrations where she smiles while something tightens inside. At family gatherings where casual questions carry weight. Are you seeing anyone? Do you want kids someday? You still have time, right? That last one hurts the most because it is no longer comfort. It is uncertainty disguised as reassurance. Fear grows when reality clashes with the story you were told. For years, she was told confidence was enough, that independence would protect her, that waiting was strength. Now waiting feels dangerous, not loud danger, quiet danger. The kind that appears late at night when distractions fade. She does not feel old. She does not feel unwanted. She feels aware. Aware that time does not care how empowered she feels. Aware that attraction and commitment are different things. Aware that choice without leverage becomes pressure. This is the emotional shift many men do not understand. From the outside, she looks the same. Calm, capable, confident. But inside, the question has changed. Before it was, do I want him? Now it is he my last real chance? That change alters everything. Dating becomes a countdown. And when dating becomes a countdown, behavior shifts. Standards adjust. Urgency rises. Fear begins to guide decisions. Not because she is weak, because time is no longer neutral. This is where everything truly begins. Not with anger, not with bitterness, with fear, the quiet kind. For years, women were given a clear message: focus on yourself, build your career, become independent, love can wait. There was no timeline, no warning label, just the belief that everything would fall into place later. Men would still be there. Marriage would still be available. Children would still be possible. Later carried everything. It meant flexibility, forgiveness, unlimited time. In her 20s, that promise felt real. Dating felt easy. Attention was constant. Options felt endless. If a man did not meet expectations, she moved on. If commitment felt limiting, she postponed it. Why rush when time felt guaranteed? Culture supported this belief. Stories showed love arriving easily later in life. Media celebrated independence and delay. Any mention of limits was dismissed, so she trusted the message. Not because she was careless, because authority encouraged it. Then 30 arrived, quietly. That is when the promise began to feel incomplete. Men did not feel more available, they felt less invested. Dating did not feel easier, it felt thinner. The pool did not grow deeper, it shrank. The advice was not wrong, it was incomplete. She built value, she gained independence, but independence does not pause time. Dating does not move in straight lines, it shifts. In your 20s, attention flows toward women. In your 30s, commitment flows toward men. That shift was never mentioned. Men did not wait forever. The men who wanted families chose partners whose timelines matched theirs. They built lives while she believed she had time. The contradiction becomes impossible to ignore. She followed the guidance, but the result does not match the promise. This is where fear becomes solid. Because admitting the message was incomplete means accepting that some doors do not stay open forever. Dating itself then changes. At first, she assumes it is temporary. She updates her profile, changes photos, adjusts words, but something feels wrong. The energy is lower, the effort is weaker. In her 20s, dating felt responsive. Men pursued, men invested. Now it feels passive, short messages, slow replies, conversations that disappear. It feels confusing. She is more accomplished and more confident. So why does dating feel harder? Because attention and leverage are not the same. After 30, attention does not disappear, but leverage shifts. Many men who want commitment are no longer looking. What remains is a different group. Men delaying, men unsure. Men enjoying freedom. She gets matches without momentum, dates without direction, interest without follow-through. Then she notices something uncomfortable. Men her age are dating younger women, not drastically younger, just young enough. Women without urgency, without timelines. Suddenly, she is competing in a way she never had to before. Effort increases, results shrink, doubt appears, pressure builds. Dating stops feeling exploratory, it becomes evaluative. Men feel it. The urgency behind the smile, the clock behind the conversation. What once felt like connection now feels like assessment. Attraction needs space, pressure removes space. Fear takes the lead. Then comparison begins. She notices younger women, their ease, their freedom, the energy she once had without realizing it. Memories return, men from her past, stable men, future-focused men, the ones she dismissed as not exciting enough. Back then, walking away felt powerful. Now those men are gone, married, building families. She does not feel jealousy, she feels replacement. Regret appears, not loud regret, quiet timing regret. She did not choose wrong, she chose later. And later did not arrive as expected. The choices in front of her no longer feel like wins, they feel like compromise. She can keep searching, adjust standards, delay again, or redefine fulfillment. None feel like victory, they feel like managing loss. Urgency rises, men sense it, early seriousness, early expectations. Men experience it as pressure. Underneath it is fear. Commitment requested out of fear does not create safety. It creates tension. This is where men must understand what is happening. Pressure is not desire. Desire chooses, pressure needs. Men must move calmly, observe actions, respect their own pace. Empathy without boundaries becomes self-harm. Understanding fear does not mean carrying it. A relationship built on fear does not become safe later. Fear simply changes shape. Awareness protects peace. This is not rejection, it is clarity. Clarity is not cruel, it is survival. Stay grounded, stay intentional, stay sharp. This channel speaks about reality calmly, without apology. Understanding human behavior is not about blame. It is about refusing to be controlled by fear that is not yours. This is Psychwar.